we've got all these things happening. NASA's, going to be shooting up a rocket. CERN is going to be doing their thing. After 2 years of doing nothing, they decide on April 8th they're going to do their thing. There's all kinds of mayhem within the different states, calling for the National Guard and hazmat suits and all kinds of things. And I found a way to look at April 8th completely different that kind of like gets rid of all that. And that has to be with excitement for what's coming, because what we're seeing is an unfolding of the old and an embracing of the new. That's where we are with April 8th. It's not a matter of it being something that's fearful. They've done experiments with meditators around the world, and they can really make a difference when they meditate all at once. Well, just imagine just the opposite. If everyone is fearful at the same time, they can actually use their energy for their purposes. They can use that fear towards what they want, the outcomes that they want, and they can create more havoc. So they're basically leeching or hijacking your energy at that time. So instead of being fearful and giving your energy, I think it's more of a time to be excited and to look at the changes that are happening. April, not only on the 8th and the whole solar eclipse, but on an ongoing basis is going to be supposedly a pretty fantastical month for many different reasons. And the energy shifts, within the solar system, within the sun itself. Now, whether you believe that we're in a solar system or on a flat earth or within a construct and there's no space at all, it doesn't really matter, because the energy dynamics that are there, meaning if you're in a construct, you're still going to have those energy dynamics mimicked as if you weren't. And so it's all at play, no matter what you believe in. The energy dynamics are going to affect you. I can't help but get excited about what's next. And I think that affects the individual dynamic, meaning when you're excited, you can actually go forth with that in mind, so that when you see a scene like a bunch of people and a lot of things happening, suddenly, instead of seeing it as a riot, your lens changes and you realize that's not a riot at all. They're dancing and celebrating. And what if we were doing the same? Instead of getting all worried and all that other stuff that they want us, that fear vibration they want us to be in, what if we danced? What if we got up and danced to the music that's all around us all the time? And I think there's a revolution happening, a creative rebellion of sorts. And I find it within my own creativity. And what I try to put out there online within my videos is this idea of creative rebellion, of picking up the pen, of picking up a paintbrush, or of dancing. There's so many different people who they have channels where they just dance spontaneously and they get other people to dance. Or there's one guy I love where he takes words and he's able to convey songs. He makes songs. His daughter will give him different words and he'll make a song, a hit out of just these words. And he'll get people to change their state of mind from where they were to be much more happy and so on. And I think it's that embodiment of the moment of where we're at. It's reframing everything that's happening through this lens of, okay, let's create from that in a different way. And let's say it is fearful initially. What if we could then reframe that fear to be something else? And we change those words of fear into something exciting, a song that made us dance. And we can do that, especially when we band together and we look at some of the things that are happening, like with the Baltimore Bridge. What is that? What is a bridge? The breaking of that bridge is a breaking of the connectivity between people, right? They want us to be disconnected. And so they break down the bridges between us on an individual level, getting us to be in strife. And now you see it on a larger level with the Baltimore Bridge and getting us to be disrupted from our commerce, from the way we connect with each other. And I think the more that we just say, you know what? You may do that, but that's the old way of connecting. And we are at a level where we're able to connect with bridges or not. And we can connect with each other through entanglement on a whole different level. And then we can be excited about what comes next instead of fearful. And that's why I think with this April 8th and the solar eclipse and all that, I think it's better to just reframe it all and to really look and say, you know what? I'm going forth And I'm going to be excited about what comes next, because what we're seeing is they're fearful. They want us to be fearful because everything's falling. And yes, it is. But what's falling is the old. And the old saying, like, what got you out of Egypt won't get you to the promised land. It's the same sort of thing. We have to let go of the old constructs, the old bridges, and make new bridges that are totally different and cannot be broken. And it's that letting go and the falling of different monetary systems and ways of being. And while they want that to be like, the leveling of that will then be a form of control, and they want us to be manipulated and so on, what if it's not that at all? It's capturing and seeing where the old is falling, and instead of reframing it to the new with the old, it's saying, no, this is completely different. We're not under your service, your programs, or any of that anymore. We are going into the new with the new, not with the old. They're trying to hang on to a bit of the old, the control systems that had this under their thumb. They want to keep it, but have it be with AI, have it be all these other ways. One of the things I like from Darius is the idea, and also comes from Greg Braden. We have those technologies already inside of us. And what they're trying to do is mimic the technologies. And we think we're gaining something. We already have it. We just have to reveal what's already there. And the technology is very limited in how they use it. Whereas what's inside of us is much more dynamic, much more fulfilling. And we are coming to that point where we're re-engaging with that quiet side of ourselves, that side of ourselves that was dormant, has been dormant. It is reawakening on many different levels. And so as that happens, they want to, I think, contain us by having us use technology instead to mimic that. We don't need any of that. We don't need any of that. And so it's with that excitement that I go forward. I think that the whole thing is they don't want an election to actually take place. And so I think up until that moment when that happens, they're going to have events that make it much harder to relinquish and let go of the power. And they'll want it to be in place. Martial law will be in place. Who knows what kind of constructs will try to be in place so that we can't actually vote. And even when we do vote, to hijack it. And then it gets into all the dynamic, what does it matter anyway? Because all that's going away eventually. Till we get there, there's some exciting things that come. But we have to be, I think, prepared to be, in the unknown. And so that's what all that comes for the rest of 2024 and onward is the unknown, the unfolding of something different than what we're used to. And so we need to embrace the unfolding within our lives on an individual level and also on a collective level, so that we're allowing things to come forward. Instead of saying, I know what's going to come and how things are going to unfold and how the universe should be, it's saying, okay, what is unfolding now, and how can I ride those waves? How can I ride the energy dynamics of what we're going through, so that I actually am a great expression of what I'm supposed to be on this planet, instead of gripping with hard, fearful on past ways of doing things and wanting things to always be in control, or for you to know, always be secure in what happens next. As we relinquish control, we have less control that comes over us. The more that we go towards that control, that need for security, the more it's held over us. Like, you can be secure or you can have your freedom, and you can't have both at the same time. You can grip one or the other, and there's a dance between the two. But when you go so far for that security, you are going to be relinquishing a bit of freedom. And when you acknowledge that, that's okay. But when you try to have both, and say, oh, I'll have the ultimate freedom and the ultimate security at the same time, I think there's a dance between the two, and you have to allow for that dance, and to be okay with a little bit of danger, with a little bit of excitement. I think that's part of why we're here, is the excitement of it all. The excitement of what happens next, April 8th and onward. The excitement. Instead of the fear, transfer it to excitement. And really do get excited. It's going to be fun. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a like, share with someone you think might find it useful, helpful, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next time.